Now, earlier today, Harvard announced that it will defy President Trump's order to cut DEI programs and expel pro-Hamas protesters, putting the school's federal funding at risk. Sadly, this is not the first time schools like Harvard sided with, a designated terror organization like Hamas. You might recall. Take a look.
At MIT, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate MIT's code of conduct or rules regarding bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
If targeted at individuals, not making public statements.
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
So the answer is yes.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
Anti-Semitic rhetoric, when it
And is it anti-Semitic rhetoric?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric, when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation, that is actionable conduct, and we do take action.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign. These are unacceptable answers across the board.
All right, here with reaction, New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. Would you have gotten the same answer if it had to do with transgender or LGBTQ+ or a race issue? I tend to think not, Congresswoman.
Of course not, Sean. And think about that. That hearing occurred during the Biden administration. And what did we see from Joe Biden? Zero action to protect Jewish students on campuses and to hold these universities accountable. 2 of those 3 university presidents were forced to resign, and there was an additional 4 from other universities that were forced to resign. But President Trump correctly made the correct decision to defund these institutions. If you look at what they required for Harvard, it was protection of Jewish students. It is making sure that we are getting rid of DEI, which by definition is anti-Semitic. And instead, Harvard is acting more entitled than ever. President Trump made the direct and correct decision to defund to the tune of over $2 billion. These higher ed institutions that have fundamentally lost their way. U.S. taxpayer dollars should never be propping up anti-Semitism, and the vast majority of the American people support President Trump and support the work that we are doing in Congress to hold these higher ed institutions accountable.
Okay, if as a country we want to help kids get through a local community college that's relatively inexpensive, or maybe a trade school, I think American taxpayers would be far more accepting of that. Why should one taxpayer dollar go to these elite institutions and so-called institutions of education when they have billions and billions and billions of dollars in endowments? Why don't they pay for their own scholarships? Why are they relying on, hardworking carpenters and nurses and bricklayers and everybody in between, landscapers, to pay for somebody's Harvard education?
You are spot on, Sean, and the vast majority of the American people do not want to prop up these institutions. I myself am a first-generation college graduate. I graduated from Harvard. That's clearly not the achievement. The achievement is maintaining my common sense and my conservatism and my strong values with which I was raised in, and strong moral leadership. There is so much opportunity across this country for the next generation, whether it's in the workforce, whether it's in this manufacturing renaissance that is going to happen under President Donald J. Trump, whether it's community colleges or trade schools, vocational programs. That is a pathway to success. Higher education has fundamentally lost its way, and it's increasingly out of touch, and the tuition rates go higher and higher. So we need to defund across the board, and President Trump is rightly holding these schools accountable.
All right, Congresswoman, great job as always. We do appreciate you being with us. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.